Hello students. So in unit 3 now we'll start with the fresh topic, that is interrupts. As you are studying microprocessor also, so you must have studied this topic there in that subject as well. But here, as it's the part of our syllabus, so I would like to repeat this topic. As in unit 2, as I already discussed, in during the interfacing methods hardware configuration, where I already discussed this one of the method interrupt. So interrupt is interrupt service routine, right? So there also I discussed about the interrupts, but here as this topic again has come in unit 3, so let's revise it. So firstly, what are interrupts? Interrupts are basically when the processor is executing main program, when it gets diverted from its main program, main set of instruction to the interrupt service routine. So that is an interrupt. So on interrupt I have written here also, microprocessor runs programs by executing machine code instruction which it fetches from the memory. Okay, that is its main program, that one by one instruction it fetches from the memory and execute that set of operation. Now on interrupt, processor diverted to execute interrupt service routine, and then after executing ISR, processor returned back to from which it was diverted. So interrupt is on interrupt, it processor which was executing its main program, it gets diverted to the interrupt service routine and execute the set of instructions there, and after that it will return back to its main program in the processor, main program in the memory. Okay. Now what are the things which you should remember or which you should know about it? As from the main program, it is as from the main instruction program, it is going to the, this is its main program and this is the interrupt service routine. This is your ISR. Now this processor is executing this main program, right? This is the main program. Now when on the interrupt, when it gets diverted, so it leaves the main program here itself. After completion of one instruction cycle, before fetching the another instruction, it gets diverted on interrupt, it gets diverted from its main program to the interrupt service routine. Now before going to the interrupt service routine handler or interrupt service routine register, it the things which need to be taken care and where it will save the certain things which need to be taken care was, it firstly see the address location which need to be fetched. That means the current location, the current cycle has been completed. Now it has to go to the I+1 state. Okay, program counter will fetching the next instruction. So in that case, it will store the address location, the next address location or the content of the program counter to the memory stack. Okay, and secondly, what the status of the what are the contents of the CPU registers at that time, what the data it is holding at that time, CPU registers. So that current data need to be saved and it is also saved in the memory stack. Then the third thing is your first thing is your program counter content, second is your CPU registers, and third is your status bits, that is overflow, carry bit, 4 types of bits are there, 0 bit. So all that status of the bits to be also at that point of time, it is also saved in the memory stack. Before it is leaving the main program, then it saves all these 3 things in the memory stack, and then it moves towards the interrupt service routine and execute the set of instructions there. Once it is over, then it comes back to the main program and then it will execute its instructions in the main program. Okay, this already I have discussed. Now, there are three types of interrupts generally. What are three types of interrupt? Self-generated interrupt, that is processor-generated interrupt. Processor-generated interrupt is also known as self-generated interrupt, or its internal interrupt. This is also known as the internal interrupt. Process-generated interrupts or internal interrupts. It is also known as internal interrupts. Okay. Internal interrupts. Now, this is three types: divide by zero, single step, divide by zero, single step, and overflow. Okay. Third, second, and first. So what is divide by zero? Divide by zero is if any number is getting divided by zero, so it will show the interrupt. Okay. Now, here it can be also named as when quotient computed in a division instruction is larger than the size of the destination register. Okay, when quotient computed in a division instruction is greater than the size of the register. That means if any number is dividing by 0, so it will show the interrupt. Now, second is single step interrupt, that is your after executing one instruction, after executing one cycle of instruction, then it will generate the interrupt. That means processor itself generate this interrupt, because interrupt is also known as trap, and if the trap flag is set, then it will generate the interrupt, and it will, once the cycle, one set of instruction is completed, then it will move to the interrupt service routine and check whether there is request from the input output devices or request from the software, what type of requests are coming, that it executing that program. Okay. So it generated after completion of each instruction if trap flag is set. If trap flag is set, otherwise it will be set 0. If trap flag is set, in that case it will, after executing one set of instruction, current program, after completing it fully, then it will be going to the interrupt service routine. In the meanwhile, in between, it will not going to entertain any interrupt signal. Once it will be over with its main program instruction, one instruction cycle, then it will be going, and then it will be entertaining the interrupt. Okay. So this is single step instruction, that means it generated after completion of each instruction if trap flag is set. Now third is overflow. Overflow interrupt is due to the overflow of the data in the stack. If we are storing the data in the stack, so due to the overflow also it will be showing the interrupt. So if into instruction is executed when overflow flag is on, in that case there will be the this interrupt instruction is executed. Okay. INTO, interrupt overflow instruction is interrupted. Okay, that will be executed here. So or generated interrupts are the internal interrupts, and these internal interrupts are due to the erroneous or due to the invalid data or invalid operation performed in the program. So because it is processor generated interrupts are the internal interrupts, so that are generated by the processor itself. So these are generated when a certain set of instruction or program is executed. So in that program, if the operator used there is invalid, or if certain set of instruction is erroneous, in that case it will be showing the interrupts. So you can say that internal interrupts are due to, you can write here also, internal interrupt are due to erroneous or illegal function performed or illegal instruction executed in the program. Okay, these internal interrupts are due to erroneous or illegal instruction executed in the program. So if there is any illegal instruction or illegal operation performed in the program, in that time the processor generates the interrupt. And one more thing, these processor generated internal interrupts are in synchronous with the program. They are in sync with the program. So that also you can write that internal interrupts are in the sync with the program. Okay, they are in the sync with the program, because if there is problem in the program, then only the interrupts will be going to be occurring in the system. Okay. Now next is your software interrupt. What is software interrupt? Software interrupt due to the program, due to the software used in the laptop, in the computer, and due to that software those interrupts occur. So these are the interrupts which are developed by the programmer itself. Okay, because programmer is doing the coding for that, so it is developed by the programmer itself, and it can be this is generated by software instructions, so it is done by the programmer. And the purpose of software interrupt is to provide access to general purpose routine whose vectors are unknown to the programmer. So if the person who is using that software, so certain things are not accessible by the user, but it can be accessible by the supervisory mode or by the supervisory authority. So certain things are visualized by the supervisory authority but not visualized to the user. So switching from the user mode to the supervisory mode is the basically software that is done by the programmer to do certain kinds of interrupts there, to introduce certain interrupts there. So that is developed by the programmer itself, to just switch the operation, to just switch the mode from the user mode to the supervisory mode. So that is the software interrupts. Okay, that is developed by the software programmer itself in the program. Whereas internal interrupts are generated due to the erroneous or illegal instruction or data or function performed or the operation performed in the program. So that is generated by the processor itself, and software interrupts are developed by the programmer itself in the program. Now the third is hardware interrupt. What is hardware interrupt? This interrupt is generated by applying interrupt signal to the processor interrupt input, are known as hardware interrupt. So this is due to the external signal. Okay, this interrupt is due to external device. Okay, this interrupt is due to external device. And for example, suppose any suppose printer is to be connected with the CPU. So printer is connected with the CPU. At that time, a certain set of command or instruction to be given to the printer to perform that operation. So if the paper is not ready there, if certain issue is in the printer, or LAN wire is not connected properly, so there is certain problem in the cable, or there is some technical issue in the printer. So in that case, it will showing the interrupt on the computer screen also, that this thing is not being performed, or there is certain problem there. So once the data to be transferred from the CPU to the input output device, so at that time interrupt occurs. Okay, when the input output device request the CPU for the data transfer, so at that time interrupt occurs. And once the data transfer has been finished by the input output devices from the CPU, then an interrupt occur. So this is done with the command INTR. This is your interrupt command, and through INTR command, interrupt command, this input output device or any peripheral devices connected, they can any external device can interrupt the processor if any data transfer to be if any data transfer is needed, like from pen drive the data to be transferred from memory to the from any memory location to the input to pen drive, or from the pen drive to the CPU to the system. So an interrupt signal is generated. Okay, so here we can write that if any input output device request for data transfer request for data transfer, then interrupt occurs, then interrupt is occurred. If data transfer is performed, if data transfer is finished by input output device or by any external device, then interrupt occurs. And also if there is certain power failure, because power circuit monitoring is also being done, so at that time also if any power failure occurs suddenly, so at that time also the interrupt occurs. Okay, so this is the hardware interrupt, that is due to external hardware devices, or if any data transfer is being done with the input output devices, like if any external device has been connected there. So like printer is connected, or your pen drive is connected, your smartphones are connected with the help of the USB cable to transfer the data from your mobile phone to computer, or from the computer you want to fetch the data to your mobile phone. So in that case also it will show the interrupt. Okay, now the last thing is, what is the difference between the internal interrupt, this processor generated interrupt, and the hardware interrupt, as these both are hardware interrupts. Okay, so this hardware interrupts and the processor generated interrupts, they both come in the hardware, but this is generated due to the internal factor, internal interrupts only, and this is due to the external devices only. Okay, so what I was saying, yes, internal interrupts are due to erroneous or illegal instruction executed in the program, and one thing is internal interrupts are in sync with the program. Okay, whereas these hardware interrupts are asynchronous with the program, because they have nothing to do with the program, right? These are the interrupts which are due to the external devices. Okay, so hardware interrupts are in asynchronous with the program, whereas this internal interrupts are synchronous with the program. Okay, they are sync with the program. If anything function performed in the program is invalid, if any operation is invalid, if any statement or any instruction given is invalid, if the variable is not defined, if the value is not given appropriately to perform that function, then the interrupt will be occurred by the processor itself. So these internal interrupts are synchronous, whereas this hardware interrupts are asynchronous. This hardware interrupts are asynchronous. With the program. They have nothing to do with the program. Okay. So this all covers your interrupts in the various types of interrupts which occurs in the computer architecture or in the processor. Okay. So there are three types of interrupt: processor generated interrupts, that is internal interrupts, software interrupts, and the third are hardware interrupts. And I have also given the example in the processor generated interrupts. There are three types of interrupts: divide by zero, single step, and overflow. Okay, one by one I have explained this also, and then I have given the example of software interrupt also. Okay, and also I have given the example of hardware interrupts. So this all covered your different types of interrupts occurring in the processor. Okay, and how it will be diverting from its main program to the interrupt service routine, and then handle different instructions there in the interrupt service routine, and then go back to its main program. Okay, now this is over. This topic is over. In the next class we will start with the next topic. Okay.